Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host Jeffrey Lazarus, and you are watching Mining for Gems on the Gaming Vector. This is a show where we dig through the Xbox Live indie games catalog once a week in an effort to find the indie game gems on Xbox Live. On this week's episode, we're taking a look at The Last Fortune. This is a $1 downloadable Xbox Live indie games title. These are my first impressions. This is my first time playing this game. And supposedly, it is an old-school 2D hack and slash, and it very much looks that way with the kind of 8 to 16-bit graphics, the very pixel art look. So let's go ahead and see what we have available to us. So first, let's jump into the help menu, and we'll see you can use the D-pad or the left stick to move, jump, attack, special, and skip text on your 4 face buttons. Let's go to About. So there you can see the guys that actually made the game if you would like to contact them, I suppose. So let's go ahead and play and see what is available to us. 4 save slots, always nice to have multiple saves. Let's go ahead and jump in slot 1 here. And we have 2 heroes to choose from. So let's go ahead and just pick Andre here. Now, 3 difficulties. So let's go ahead and go for the middle difficulty, challenging. Since it does not actually have a default, we'll just go for the center one and see exactly how difficult the game is. And we might actually back out and see what kind of difference there is between that and the higher difficulties. It's definitely a cool looking game with that old school art style. Okay, so here we've got some story stuff going on, and it looks like these guys are going to attack this city, break down the gate, so on and so forth. Alright, and they're just kind of rampaging through the village, destroying everything, and killing everyone, setting all the houses on fire. And here we have our hero. Alright, so let's take a look here. Alright, so only... Whoop, let's not kill the villager. Okay, so these enemies take more than 1 hit to kill, but so do we. So there you can see up at the top we've got our little health pips. Looks like they do about half a point of damage each. Also, we don't want to be touching the enemies if we can help it. Alright, so pretty standard side-scrolling hack-and-slash gameplay. Nothing exceptional here, but... Can we... Oh, we can attack while crouched. That's nice. And press B for a special attack. So now, if you look up at the top of the screen, it looks like we've got a little counter there that has our special attacks. So let's... Oh, well, let's just throw that the wrong way and completely miss the enemy. It looks like almost every enemy drops health. Ah, so you see, right there it's telling us about the gauge at the top, which I had already noticed. Oh, we've got help. Let us go, spearmen. Slaughter the ninjas and samurais. Well, I keep trying to cut down the villagers. Wow, those guys will just kind of wreck everything for you along the way. At least to a point. They're taking damage. One of them has died. Now 2 of them have died. I also like how the enemies, like, very, very much have an animation that tells you, hey, that enemy is now dead. They fly up, they fly off the screen, all the little items and stuff go flying everywhere. Okay, and it doesn't look like every enemy drops health. That may be a tutorial thing where they're dropping more health now than they normally would. Let's get through this first area. Figuring out the range on this attack is a little bit difficult, but I think it's one of those things you'd probably get used to. This is... Let's look at the controls here. This is actually really responsive. extra life when your score reaches certain amounts of points, so very arcade-styled in that respect, I suppose. Also, good quick loading times. So, skipping through some of this dialogue here. And let's just try and move on a little bit more with the gameplay and check out a little bit more of the game. So, not really sure what's going on storyline-wise there, but that's alright. So now we're heading back through the village the next morning. We're seeing what's left of it. And I'm assuming, like, if you were to stop and read all of this, you know, it would... They put a lot of work into the dialogue from the looks of things, so I'm assuming that they actually have a pretty decent story going on here. Now, once again, I can't say for sure. Okay, so now we've actually made it to what looks like our world map, and we can continue or we can power up. Let's see what powering up does. So, I'm not sure. I'm assuming... yes, that would make sense. So, my assumption is, in the upper right, you can see the icon that looks very similar to the ones next to these. And we would be able to use those coins, I'm guessing that they're coins, we'll just call them that for the time being, in order to gain these power-ups. And there's actually quite a lot of them. Double jump, always good. Charge shot, shield, web, tornado. So there's a fair amount of stuff to do in this game from the looks of it. Yep, and don't have enough money for any of them. So let's go ahead and continue a little bit further on and see what else this title has in store. So, decent graphics, definitely gives you that old NES vibe. Whoa! Alright, Torchman, get out of here. Oh, that's... He's not dead. His head is on fire, though. That's... You know what? That's kind of awesome. You just go ahead and run around over there with your flaming head. Oh, go away. Can I just... there we go. Ed, we got some coins. Okay, so 12 coins for killing that guy. What are you? What in the world? It looked like a happy little bug creature, and then it took off and started spitting things at me, and now I just want to kill it. Oh, and there's another one. Ugh. Oh, more of the arrow shooting ninjas. Yeah, controls are responsive, game looks good. Like, it's definitely got an established aesthetic that it was going for, but they pulled it off really well. Oh, don't want to duck in front of the guy with the spear, that's a real bad idea. Can I... I wonder if there are doors I can go into. I'm assuming there are. Oh, jeez. Oh, flaming man. I don't mean that in the derogatory sense either. I mean, he's literally on fire. Look at him. More ninjas. Yeah, they definitely had... Oh, I'm guessing that's a little checkpoint flag. That's nice. The only thing I would say is, you know, maybe make that checkpoint flag taller so it stands out more. Although they did make it red before you checkpoint, and then it turns green. But yeah, I would say make that a little taller, make it stand out more. Other than that, though, like, oh, and I actually died. That's what I get for not paying attention to my health. Alright then. But yeah, little checkpoint, bam, good to go from right where we left off. Also, I have special attacks. Oh, get away from me, ninja. Yeah, go. Thank you. Oh, did I get... I have a different special attack now. Okay, so they... It's kind of like Castlevania-style items. You can get different ones, and then you have charges on them, essentially. So you can use it so many times before you run out, which we already knew that they had charges, but I didn't realize that there were multiple different ones that you could get your hands on. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this definitely has an old school vibe to it, and like it looks old school, but it's bright and it's colorful and it's real nice to look at. The main characters are, I would say, a bit generic, but that's really the only kind of downside that I have, at least as of right now, is that the characters, the two playable characters look fairly generic, but you know, you can't have everything, I suppose. Wow, that was a lot of coins. Alright, another torchman. Get out of here. Oh, and another one. So let's see if we can't finish this level, and then let's go actually crank up. I hope, as long as this level isn't too terribly long. Hopefully we'll have like a boss fight at the end of this, although I kind of doubt it. He says as he jumps into a room with a giant ninja boss thing. What? Okay, so I have to hit it in the head. That was a nice little way of indicating, rather than just having... Oh, jeez! Rather than just having, like, you know, a big, bright glowing spot on his head, they just put a target up and said, hey, this is his weak spot right at the start of the fight. Remember it. And then they got rid of that icon. Oh. Oh, yeah. Now, see, the thing is, with a fight like this, if the controls were garbage, you wouldn't be able to pull it off. The controls aren't garbage. The game actually controls pretty well. I just did really badly there. But I really want to take down this boss. I want to see what the boss, like, death animation is, basically. Ah. Jeez. He's a tough one. Yep, and you can change direction of your jumps in mid-jump. Oh. So if we can just get a few more hits on this guy. Yep, and just like an old school game, the boss does have his own life bar. You can see it up at the top of the screen there, directly under mine, which is rapidly diminishing. Oh, jeez. Alright. Can we actually take this guy down? It's going to be real interesting to see. Alright. Take a step back here. Yeah, we just need to be a little more patient with it. Instead of trying to jump in and attack so often, wait for him to go for his attack, and then cut him down. And he explodes like all old school bosses should. So, in all fairness, this is a pretty good little... he says as he dies, this is a pretty good little action platformer, little hack and slash, old school style. The graphics are good. Like, they had an established thing they were going for, and they did it, and they pulled it off. The music, I feel, might get a bit repetitive, but the sounds aren't incredibly important. At least the sounds of gameplay, so maybe put on your own custom soundtrack while playing it. But I would definitely give this a look if you've got $1 burning a hole in your pocket. Now, let's quit back to the title screen, because I would like to see, if I can, exactly how hard the hardest difficulty is, and also I'd like to check out the other character. So this is the nice thing about having multiple save slots. And thank you, developer, for creating a game with multiple save slots. So there's no way for me to quickly skip this. But once I get to the dialogue, it shouldn't be an issue. Alright, so he's going to run up and throw the bomb again, and yep. Now, I wonder if the difficulty on this level will actually change, since it's the tutorial. I would think it would. Let's take a look. So, you can see she's got a little bit of a different attack. Looks like she might actually have a little more range than the other character. It's hard to say. So these guys go down in about the same amount of hits, so that doesn't seem too much more difficult. Yeah, I don't think this level is actually going to be all that much more difficult. At least, not noticeably so. Does look like she probably has less range on her crouched attack, though. Oh, that's cool. I want that forever now. That is the greatest attack. Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, it doesn't look like the difficulty on this tutorial area is really going to change. At least not noticeably so. I was kind of hoping it would, so we could see, you know, just real quickly exactly how much harder the game would be on the higher difficulty level. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to be an option. However, if you enjoy an old school side-scrolling hack and slash, from my first impressions, I would say that this is well worth the money. Granted, it is only $1, so it's kind of hard for it to not be at least worth $1, at least worth checking out. But mechanics seem solid, gameplay seems solid. The characters move like you expect them to. It's got a good, I'm hesitant to say art style, because it's not really an art style, it's an aesthetic choice to just do it in a pixel art way. Let's see if we can't just quickly get through here. Yes. And just skipping through the dialogue again. I will take the time to go back and read that when I'm actually, you know, playing through this game on my own time, which, from what I've played so far, seems like something that might happen, because this is, for what it is and what it was trying to be, it pretty much nails it. Yeah, I don't actually see any kind of boost in difficulty. At least not this early on. Ho ho! Well, the secondary weapons, or special attacks, or whatever you want to call them, those are pretty cool. Oh, jeez. Can we just run through? Probably not. Probably gonna die. Wait, do these guys... No, they don't do more damage. Okay. I hadn't actually paid enough attention to that to know. They don't actually do more damage either, so I'm not sure what the difference in difficulty is. But yeah. This is... Let's just click back out to the title. This is The Last Fortune. $1. Downloadable on Xbox Live Indie Games. And I'm going to give it a high recommendation. This is a solid game. It's a solid game. It looks good. It's bright. It's colorful. Say everything about it, aside from maybe the music. I'm not a huge fan of that, but it's, you know, it's passable. But yeah, definitely worth taking a look at. So I think I'm going to play some more of this. And in the meantime, I have been your host, Jeffrey Lazarus, and thank you for watching.